window. I just saw a snowflake.
I'm supposed to be able to see.
That's saying rotate the light. You see that, right?
Yeah, but it should be
I
correct.
know what it should be, but also when it says rotate device, that tells me something is not right.
Then I have to lean forward. Hang in there. Oh, there's a lot of people there. Sarah Hoskins, just me, the Greek Homestead. All right. Something is going on here.
Portrait pop up.
Nope. Auto rotate is definitely on. Okay. This thing just wants to do the live this way. Hey, Aid, how you doing?
What happens if you turn it sideways?
It says rotate device.
Yeah, but what's it showing?
It's showing a little lock. So if you do that, it gives you moderator instructions.
But how's it presenting to the people when you have it on this side?
Sideways.
Really?
Yeah. So it's just
That should
YouTube
make
messing
sense.
up.
The camera's filming.
I
And
know.
if you turn it sideways, it should still be filming.
Right. YouTube is messed up. We do these live streams all the time, and it's got it going the wrong way. Maybe I'll try that. Come here, you. Nope, that's the wrong thing. And sit my chair and mute microphone. Nope, that's not it either. Okay, we're just gonna have to do this sideways, which is not intended. I don't even know if I can hold it. I'm just gonna have to hold it sideways.
That's going to hurt your.
Well, don't say that.
That could affect your microphone.
It probably will affect. Can y'all hear me okay? Because I can't hear you all. There is Tim back. Happy winter solstice, SK and PJ. I put solstice on there because this is that day. We don't believe in solstice worship, obviously. Jason and VA says 5x5. Greg Thompson says yes we can. Loud and clear, says John Cox.
So what happens if you turn the phone sideways? Seriously, I can't imagine.
Okay, I'm going to do it one more time, and then I'm not going to do it.
Just turn it sideways.
I go like this. It says rotate
I know what it
device.
says, but what do the people see?
They see it's sideways. That's the comment that they make. They say you're sideways.
That doesn't even make sense.
Right. So I'm not going to do that anymore because
I'm
I
not gonna
don't
get
want to.
sideways. I'm driving.
We're not going to be turned in this live stream.
Turn.
There's Silver Crane Martial Arts. Shalom, shalom. See, Jason in Virginia, sideways. Now you're sideways. Lovely Dudley, thank you for being here, moderator. Shalom. And John Cox says upright now. And you're hearing me loud and clear, says Deborah Kessler. Shalom, good morning. And there's Guinea Hill Homestead. Shalom, good morning. The phone and YouTube are messing up. That's why when I turn the phone the way it ought to be, it says rotate the device, and you all see me sideways. So we're just going to do the live stream vertical like this, even though it makes no sense at all. And I'm glad you can hear me. It's okay if it's sideways. My head is kind of crooked anyway, says Westhold Forge. Deborah Kessler says perfect. Good morning all, says Riri's Magical Homestead. And then I was going to try to get on to my own live stream on another phone so I could read the comments better, but I'm not having any more luck with that phone than I am with this one. So I'm just going to put that one down and read it right off the screen. All this information you didn't need. Sorry about that. So I just uploaded a video based this morning, right, about Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and it has spawned all sorts of thoughts in my head. I have another video I'm going to review before I upload it, and I've got another one scheduled to upload about it, but it is pretty terrifying, folks. And you know, I'm not one to normally try to scare you guys.
I'm not afraid.
We don't
No
live
fear.
there. I guarantee you this, if we did live there and we found this, we found this out about it, we would be out today. We would just be like, forget it. No,
Forget about it.
not staying in that mess. Have you guys read about it? Let's see what you're saying. Riri's Magical Homestead, you're a champion. Have questions in update comments? Well, you can ask them here too, just me. Westhold says, yeah, I never go to Broken Air anyway. Broken Air. It's
Probably how they say it. Broken Arrow.
Broken Air. Is that how they say it?
Broken Arrow.
Made a comment up top about the Broken Arrow site, said Kyle M. Let's go back to see if we can read what Kyle M said. Kyle M said he can hear me. Thorium-232 is what is considered normal. It is common to find it in junk oil field equipment and many old wells in that area.
Yeah, but it's really strong in Broken Arrow.
Right. So, Kyle, I don't know what they mean by norm, but thorium-232 has a half-life of 14 billion years and is linked to lung and pancreatic cancer and bone cancer. So I don't know what they mean by norm, but any radioactive material is not really quote unquote safe. Guinea Hill Homestead said, where? It's a town called Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Good afternoon, Ms. J. Pastor Joe taught me fear only the Most High, says John Cox.
There you go.
Correct. However, comma, the Lord didn't say hang out by radioactive material and be like, the Lord's got me.
Right.
That's tempting him.
No, I wouldn't move.
Definitely move. Have they tested the water supply? I don't know. And I think they absolutely ought to.
I bet $1 billion they have tested the water supply, whether they're releasing those tests.
Meh. Well, it seems to me that the town was waiting to do any real action until the EPA showed up and did some testing. And I think they...
What did you say, 10 years?
I think they originally said on the article it was since 2008, but definitely from 2012. So the town has sat on that wondering what's going on for 10 years and didn't test anything. That doesn't make sense to me. I first seen your video title. I thought it was a Broken Arrow event. That would make it harder to shoot. Definitely. Do Geiger counters register it, says Just Me. That's a question I would also be asking. I would be getting a Geiger counter and testing if I were in the town. Kyle M. Naturally occurring radioactive material. Right, it is. That still doesn't mean
It's good for you.
it's good for you, and it's an unstable radioactive material, which means it emits radioactivity just sitting there. So I'm going to guess it's not a good thing. It's a really, really bad thing to have sitting in the middle of your town. Charlie Ski 9, shalom. And there's Chasing Life, shalom. But yes, it is bad. It's supposed to be disposed of in only a couple of locations, and no doubt not in the middle of a little Oklahoma town less than a mile from their elementary school. That's probably not where it's supposed to be. Soapy Acres Homestead, hey, sister, shalom. My bigger question, besides the local aspect, is how far is that radioactivity traveling? How far can the gamma rays and the beta rays and the alpha rays shoot up or sideways?
They put 6 inches of clay on it. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. 6 inches of clay will keep the wind from carrying it around. Yeah, I'm almost certain the radioactivity is going to go right through that clay. Parameadow paratrooper says, Shalom, SK. Shalom. Sorry we didn't get to go to your initial meeting.
Good enough.
And there's Bad Wabbit. Good morning. Shalom. Good to see you.
That's what this guy still says.
Oh, that's cool. I don't think that most people are either educated or simply informed on the matter, either on purpose or not. I mistook the video, wait a minute, here's another one, that you did on Broken Arrow for this live. I'm glad I realized my error and caught you, said Chasing Life. I know, I'm going to have 2 or 3, maybe more videos up with Broken Arrow in it. And a live is different from a video. This will eventually become a video. Sorry. So, well, now they can see me up way too close. Where can I hold it? Is that better? Can you see your mirror now?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotta hold it in a certain way so I don't block the pastor's view of the side mirror. Maybe I can do it like that and still read it.
Yeah.
Good grief. Even if it's natural, wouldn't our creator have buried it? Not necessarily, no. Shalom, Sheepdog Tanker. My wife said all our mail and packages get routed through Broken Arrow. That's Palmetto Paratrooper.
Wow, might want to get a Geiger.
Oh, snap. You might want to get a Geiger counter.
I don't think it works that way. I think if something gets irradiated and then comes out, it's not radioactive, except for gold. I think gold hangs on to radioactivity, but if you just put it in there and then bring it out, unless there's fallout on it, which there won't be, I think it'll be fine.
I think the Geiger counter's not a bad idea.
Everybody should have a Geiger counter
Right?
anyway.
You should test it no matter what, and you might want to call the post office. There's Smiling Mary. Oh, so glad I made it to the live. We haven't heard from you in a while.
She comments on my videos.
No, I'm saying in a live.
Oh.
They don't care what is it to them, said Soapy Acres. I agree. Native American Navajo have radioactive doctors' offices. Fence borders the land with the radioactive sign. Yeah, that's a...
I just watched that Peter Santatelli video on that, because they had uranium mines on their site.
Right. The Navajo radioactive issue's been around a while. If you read any of Tony Hillerman's mystery novels, he has one that mentions that. So they've been dealing with that for a while. That's just nutso, said Bad Wabbit. Of course, when they had the baggage thief doing the disposal, I guess what we can expect. What gets buried always works its way back up, says Soapy Acres. Well, can you imagine if somehow they had an earthquake there? Or a volcano eruption? That's probably not going to happen, but ugh. John Cox said, you two make my heart sing. What's it saying? Which song? I have a question. The Chernobyl accident happened in 86. How long must pass in order to say the area is not radioactive?
Won't be in your lifetime.
Won't be in your lifetime, Greek Homestead, and they have a radius around it where people are not supposed to go in there.
But people still live there. Bald did a video going through there.
That's right. People still live there, and it's probably not a good thing for them.
No, they're going to die.
Because radioactive elements, if you just type in their half-life of uranium, because Chernobyl probably was a uranium, it'll tell you the half-life. So thorium, it's 14 billion years, and what that means is in 14 billion years, it'll be half as strong as it is right now. So that's why I'm in this semi-battle on Instagram with these engineering students being told nuclear is it, nuclear is the best thing to, power the world with. There's so much nuclear waste
Send it to
accidents.
space. I like nuclear power.
Right?
As long as it's not upwind to me.
And accidents that have gone on that nobody knows about. It's not that the nuclear elements themselves make mistakes. It's the people who control it make mistakes. And then they do things like bury it in the middle of a town and don't tell anybody. And that's why I don't want nuclear power. I think they should ship all the radioactive stuff out into space.
Look at that haze. We don't normally have a haze.
Well, it's really, really cold. Maybe that's part of it. Just showing the haze outside. All right. It sings that you care about us, says John Cox. Well,
of course we do.
Of course we do. And I hope you care about the people there, too. One of my videos, I'm like, you need to get out of there, no matter what they're telling you. Cindy P., what is the radius for issues? My grandbabies are 2 miles from there.
They need to go.
They need to go, Cindy.
I'd move.
I would move. We're talking like 12 to 50 miles. It's a 12-mile radius around Fukushima that they cleared people and made them move.
I would not live
So your grandbabies need to go. Someone else commented their son lives, somewhere in the area, maybe in the town. And she asked me the same question. How serious is it? It's super serious from what I'm reading. All right. Shalom, SK and PJ says Forest Goes Preparedness getting ready for the minus 35 wind chills here in Missouri. Stay safe and warm. We plan on it. We intend on it. I don't know if you all saw in the video, I'm calling myself Little Gray Riding Hood because I've got my cloak right now. I intend to be warm. Silver Crane Martial Arts says it'll be 3,000 years before Chernobyl is ready to be inhabited by humans, even though there are people living there. Russia,
It's Ukraine, sweetie.
It's Ukraine, that's right. Ukraine, sorry. So we got soldiers running around fighting over there, and are they all getting irradiated? Holy shnikey. Nuclear is amazing right up until it isn't, says Wessold. Exactly. So everybody should have left Eastern Europe in 86, right? Yes, they sure should have. I always wondered why people thought nuclear was the best. What do you do with all the waste and accidents? People should produce what they use. I would love to finally move off grid.
Then do it.
She already is. She's out there. Subby Acres went even more rural. Before you buy any more property, though, demand an EPA. Well, you're in Canada. Get a Geiger counter and test it.
Who tests their land with a Geiger counter? We never did.
We should have.
Nah.
We absolutely should have seen if there was an EPA report on it. Fukushima and the repercussions. I don't think we're done seeing those either. Bad Wabbit, Fukushima.
Were we just talking about the water and they're getting ready to release it into the ocean?
Oh,
they don't
yeah.
have anywhere to store anymore?
That's old news, too. That was like 3 days afterwards. It's been 11 years since Fukushima. And Fukushima had all this
Has
irradiated...
it been 11 years?
Yep, irradiated water
shnikes.
that was being used to cool the nuclear meltdown. And they were just putting it in barrels and stacking it along the beach. And then they ran out of space to put the barrels. And so their idea to deal with this nuclear waste was just dump it in the Pacific Ocean. So now the ocean bed outside of the Fukushima reactor site has 40 times the radiation that the normal seafloor has. And that radiated water is still mixing in with the Pacific Ocean. And that's when I did a video back years ago saying we need to ship all that nuclear waste, just put it on these rockets that are taking satellites and everything else up and just let it keep going. Because space has nothing to stop it once you get it moving in a direction.
To launch.
You'd have to do it bit by bit. And someone else said it's too expensive.
Right.
It's too expensive. Well, if Elon Musk can send 66 satellites up every time he cranks his little thing,
Yeah, and
I
each one of
disagree.
those satellites probably weighs what a 55-gallon drum of water weighs. So
then send
that's
them
only
up. Start now.
tens
Keep
of
going.
thousands. You
Right.
can't,
Keep going.
You can't.
Keep it. Just keep going. Just keep throwing them out there.
Nope.
It's better than leaving it around here. Okay. It's probably frozen fog. I got an alert from WeatherBug this morning. Thank you. It's minus 16 here in Minnesota right now. Hostels inbound. That's a good channel name.
That is cold.
Yeah, minus 16 in Minnesota, but that's not, I mean, you Minnesotans probably are like, oh, maybe I'll put a sweatshirt on now. Maybe I'll change from shorts into my jeans. You guys are more used to the cold than we are. 3 Mile Island on Netflix is interesting, says Forrest Ghost. How do you test your water supply for something like that? Geiger counter? How do you treat your water if it's contaminated with that? You really can't. If you boil the water, then the radioactivity just settles.
I don't think the water itself is going to get radioactive. I don't think it works that way. It's just like fallout.
So
fallout gets in the water. If you filter the fallout out, the water's not.
So the water may not be contaminated, but the soil around it might.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
All right.
I think it's not that big.
Nuclear was pet coke. It used to make stainless steel. Wow. Pastor saying he doesn't think the water itself gets contaminated. It's got to be more of a solid something that gets contaminated. So if a bomb goes off, it's the dust, right? That's what the nuclear fallout is. It's whatever dust gets sucked up in the cloud. So let's see. All right. They have been releasing into the ocean ever since it blew, says Bad Wabbit. Yep.
Godzilla's coming. You watch.
Westfield Ford said she's going to lunch. Shalom, it's been a minute since I caught a live. Great to see you also, Susan Bryant. It absolutely has been a while, Susan Bryant. How are you doing? And thank you for supporting the channel. And thank you, Bad Wabbit, for supporting the channel. All right. And Westfield for being a moderator. And Chasing Life for being a moderator. And gee, they had to close all crabbing in Alaska this year because there was no crabs.
Wonder why.
Wonder why. It's all that plastic trash we're throwing out in our water bottles. It has nothing at all to do with all the radioactive material being dumped into the ocean. If the city knew, could there be repercussions to the contractors or realtor for no notification of the issue?
Probably.
Cindy?
But it's such a the government will bail them out.
That's an excellent question, and that is where, if I was on that town council, that is where I'd be going. I would be using whatever town lawyer. A lot of times towns, if you're an incorporated town, have a lawyer. And I would be following that rabbit trail, getting the names of the realtor and the owner of the property before they sold it this last time, because it's the owner who just bought it who's been saying, you know, he's the one who kind of made the call, knew there was radioactive waste, wanted to know how much. And then as a town, I would sue everybody involved. Carrie Sennett says, too expensive. How much is the planet we live on worth? Just saying. That's what I'm saying too, Carrie. Just start sending it out of here. Norm Holland says distillation will work on water, but then you're still going to have some kind of radioactive something at the bottom of the pot.
Yeah.
So, it's not a good thing.
Is this the new Ford Bronco or is this a Jeep?
That's a Jeep truck. I think they should send it to space too, but you have to worry about a launch accident and the preceding fallout. You sure do, Sheepdog Tanker. You'd be taking a risk, but I think it would be worth it. And you'd have to send it from a place like the middle of Utah where all that waste is.
No, you can keep their waste over there. We're not bringing it to Utah to launch it.
So if it blows up, it's still right there
Japan?
where all the radioactive waste is? No, not the Japanese. No, the Japanese should launch it from one of their outer islands.
All right.
Hey now.
Truck. Come on, dude.
Hey now, dude. Stay in your lane. Whoa, big truck. Empty truck. Get over there, big fella. Yeah, he's probably looking at his phone like I am.
You're not driving.
Yeah, I'm not driving. That's right. Oh, he just went over the line again. There's Old Trapper. Howdy, pals. Howdy. Let's see. They had to close all crabbing seasons, king and snow crab, up in Alaska this year. No crab.
Wow.
That means all those crab eaters are going to be getting hungry and angry.
That's 11.
All right, just hang it. Hostile inbound. New pitch. Horses with exosuits. I don't know what that means.
You know what an exoskeleton is? It's like the thing they wear in the Aliens where you power a machine from the inside of it. Makes you able to go faster, lift more weight, jump higher.
So why would you want that? Hostiles inbound. I'm not picking up what you're laying down. Smiling Mary says, we're foggy and 843 degrees. I'll take this over frozen solid. Stay warm. Me too. Howdy from minus 47 Fahrenheit, Western Canuckistan, says the crazy Canuck. Yeah. There's a meme out there about you crazy Canucks in your minus 40s. I think at minus 40 it shows you guys outside with shorts and t-shirts on. It's not really cold till it's minus 80. Sir Hoskins says Oregon's crabbing was delayed a month as well because no crabs. Have to look to see if they opened it because we don't crab. Well, right, because you're not going to do it. But I think it was the Oregon coast and the California coast that were having radioactive waves show up from some storm recently. That'd be something I need to look into Google next. I'm sure the lack of crab is just a coincidence, said Carrie. Susan says she's great, blessed and super busy. Awesome. Natsarim at the gate says, Shalom, Aleichem, PM and Sister Cave and stacking bales of hay around our chicken coop, hopefully to keep them toasty over the next few days. That is a good technique. If your coop is relatively airtight, if you don't have any wire areas or anything like that, their own body heat will also warm up the inside of the coop. Morally, if you sold your home there, wouldn't you have to inform the potential buyer? Personally, I would. Not everyone in business would see it that way, but the problem is going to be it's made national news. Having anyone want to buy it from you. You may just have to write it all off. There is powerful preps. Hey guys, hey, gotta go get my granddaughter. Have a blessed day, says John Cox. All right, be safe out there, John. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought I read a news article that said the facility in Utah was full. Utah facility full. Ship it out into outer space. All right. Powerful Prep says drunk driving. You are drunk driving? You need to pull over right now. Subby Ackerson said, Shalom guys, drive safe, have a good day. They said ours was also delayed because of elevated levels of domoic acid. Never heard of it. Can somebody Google that real quick? Domoic acid. The fishermen are going broke. No one is helping them. Alaska crabbing fleet. Well, don't they deserve a bailout just like those huge banks that are stealing all our money? Huh?
Capitalism.
If we're going to bail out Chevrolet and GMC so they don't go under, shouldn't we bail out the whole Alaska fishing fleet?
They don't count. They all vote Republican.
I would rather bail them out than send any more money over to the Ukraine. Why would anybody want to fight? Anyway, let's not get too political. Farm and war equipment, an idea I have more. My homestead, when I get to that point, I am also pursuing engineering. Yeah, willing. Hostels inbound said, farm and war equipment. An idea I have. Oh, for horse exoskeletons. That sounds pretty much in the realm of fantasy and dream. I just did a video on this kind of thing, and I think what you should be trying to figure out is cleaner solar power. Because everyone says the panels are highly polluting. So come up with a better solar panel and make yourself $1 billion. Warm bread coming out of the oven, a nice lunch for a cold day, says Chasing Life. That and some yummy warm soup. Crazy Canuck says, not me, it's plenty cold enough in our trailer while we are building. Yeah, it would be. Trailers are notorious for not having any insulation of any kind, and just you're heating the great outdoors.
In Canada, they do their trailers different. They really do. They're thick insulated.
Good.
Although, if he's living in a camper trailer, that's a camper trailer. But like their single wides and stuff, they're really insulated.
Good. I hope so. Howdy and shalom. Happy travelers, says Lone Star Living. Hey, sorry I'm late, he said. Thank you for being a moderator, Lone Star Living. Linda Hipple's here too.
Linda Hipple.
Thank you for being a moderator. She's a heck of a gardener. Research the WIP site in New Mexico nuclear waste storage facility, says Kyle M. I will after I get offline, after I get off live. So I'm just going to give you a warning. We're about to go in the part of the trip that has very little Wi-Fi, and it drifts in and out. So I'll keep on here. You just have to be patient. You're going to get the little twirly thing, but it reconnects as soon as we go up and down, and it reconnects over and over again. So don't get discouraged. And I'm going to stay on here at least till we get on to the next leg of the journey. 10 years ago, I developed a fish allergy. I've always wondered if it was nuclear waste related. I don't know, Smile and Mary. It depends on what kind of fish you were eating. I know that tuna is very, very unhealthy for you. I'm soaking
Tuna, shark,
swordfish, all that. A lot of it's got too much mercury in it. I'm soaking some beans. Going to fix a big pot of chili tomorrow to ring in the Arctic cold. Well, good. The wind turbine blades are toxic and put in landfills. Nice. That's from Norm. Bad Wabbit. We're snowed in here, have been a few days. Is it weird I look forward to being snowed in? No, it's peaceful.
I like being snowed in or closed in.
Right?
It brings out the hermit in me, which isn't hard to do.
Right? It's a hermity existence that you just can't fight. You have to.
I'd love to come play, but I'm snowed in. Oh well.
Right? What else was I going to say about that? Oh, I can't think of it now. Oh yeah, about power. If the wind turbine blades are toxic, Tesla batteries are toxic, solar panels are toxic, how about we figure out, oh yeah, a green energy that's renewable would. But really, it makes sense to use sunlight as power if you can as well. There's Mary Nigri. I'm so glad to see you both. I miss you. Happy holidays to your family from mine. Well, happy holidays to you, and glad you can make it. Susan Bryant, Chasing Life. All is right in the world when I bake bread and pull it out of the oven. I can make the simplest meal, and my husband says we're eating like royalty.
Yeah, we've been eating like royalty. You need to cut that out.
We've been getting chunky like King Henry VIII. That's all right. We'll go back on a diet. We'll get back to the salads. Somebody on Instagram posted a picture, a little reel of pulling buns out of their wood stove, cook stove, and I laughed to myself because I could tell just by the way the tops were cooked. It was a wood stove because some of them were darker and some of them were lighter, and the ones in the middle were the lightest ones. 4-season camper trailer, skirted but running extra heaters and a heater under the skirt. I think if it goes to minus 50 for a week, we will have to abandon ship. Yeah, camping trailers is like you're in a soup can.
How would you know?
The insulation is for shite. We lived in one for 2.5 years. It never got minus 50, but when it was 18 degrees
Got
Fahrenheit
-7.
and -7. It was pretty stinking cold. And your little heaters are just burning. You're burning propane or electricity, and it's just heating the great outdoors. It's kind of rough. I always enjoy the first time being snowed in at Bad Rabbit, but after that, I'm unimpressed. Well, you've got some kids running around too, chasing life. I don't know the Bad Rabbit does. They can. Oh, there we're hanging in here. Is there time for some of the day? I have a few videos.